And good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Mobcast Reboot, Episode 1. Me and my co-host, maybe I'm his co-host, Stamina NC, will be putting this on tonight. We're sort of winging it, but we plan to have an outline and have an agenda for the next one's coming up. Without further ado, let's get the man inside here, Stamina NC.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing? I'm doing fine. How's it in London?
It's pretty dull. Lockdown 2.0 over here, so spirits are somewhat subdued. There aren't that many reasons to leave the house. So this very chair that I'm in right now is basically where I spend most of my waking hours, which is not that thrilling.
Yeah, they can wear on you if you're not.
Yeah. Thank all that is good and decent for MMA. A man needs a hobby after all.
Indeed. Yeah, if you're a social person, that has to wreck you a little bit. Me, I'm a recluse anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much.
Well, it doesn't bother me by default. I kind of vacillate between introvert and extrovert. I'm an ambivert. I do both. But by virtue of the fact that the little times that I did have to do my extroversion are now not there anymore, that's why it wears. I didn't need much, but I did need a little bit. But now I have less.
Okay. Understood. So what are we talking about tonight? What we got going? What do you think about? What are you looking forward to as far as the UFC fight night coming up?
What am I looking forward to? Let me get the lineup of the entire card up, just because I don't ever.
Here, let me help you here.
Oh, well, man, like Dennis is a professional. What was I thinking?
There you go.
Silly me.
They're the prelims. Matter of fact, while I'm at it, let me put an invite link in the chat. See if Marcus maybe, or I think El Coach would probably want to join too for a little bit. You can jazz it up for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just going to go audio only for a split second. 1 sec.
Okay.
Oh, Alan Joba, no way. I didn't even know he was fighting. I haven't seen him fight in forever. Okay, straight away there. That I'm interested in that because he was very good and he hasn't fought for bloody ages because he's been injured forever. So yeah, I'm interested in that straight away. That's piqued my interest. He does good analysis and whatnot, but yeah, it's good to see him back. I think I last saw him fight Mike Perry or something. It was that long ago. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've watched Alan a few times. He's one of the people that I like to watch. He doesn't fight too often, but when he comes up, I pay some attention. Marcus, you going to join? You want to join? Aquarius? Anybody want to come up? Come on up.
Yeah, come through. Come one, come all. Roll up, roll up, roll up.
I haven't been following too much MMA. I watch, the people that I like when they come on. I don't even watch a whole show, UFC night or whole UFC event. I'll just pick and choose, and I come back to the TV or screen as it were, and just watch what I want. Mm-hmm. Some of them are pretty boring, and what I really hate is those setup fights. So you got a fighter that maybe lost one or two that the UFC likes, and they put him against a tomato can. I hate that stuff. What do you think about it?
I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. I would like to think that by the time any fighter gets themselves into the UFC, there shouldn't really be cans anymore. But there's definitely favorable matchmaking, certainly, where you just know that, like, or you have a good idea that stylistically fighter X versus fighter Y is almost certainly be going to end up in the favor of fighter X. Definitely. That
What bothers
shouldn't.
me is that there can be such a big difference in skill levels. Someone can get hurt.
No, absolutely, absolutely. In that sense, you're right. In principle, while I'm just basically pontificating the actual language you've used, conceptually, you're absolutely right. Yeah, and I don't like that either. Squash match. Yeah, I don't like that. I like to see a fight, not a beating.
Exactly. That Valentina Coachera fight should have never happened.
Well, if Roger is to be believed, and I'm inclined to, because he hasn't really given me a reason not to. Cachoeira was like the 8th opponent that was offered the fight, so it's not like the UFC picked her; they ended up with her.
Yeah.
And for looking at how that fight went, yes, they bloody well did end up with her, because that can't possibly have been their first choice, not at all.
Yeah, she would have been wise not to accept that fight and worked her way up little by little.
Yeah, but maybe it's a thing where she wouldn't have got the call if it wasn't for that. Maybe she only got the call because they were that desperate.
Yeah.
If they've literally just done a whole series of tough to bring in flyweights to the division, and even after that show is finished, they still don't have someone to fight an already existing signed fighter that's come down from another division,
Right.
then something's wrong. Like, something's very wrong. If 7 people say no before one says yes, something's extremely wrong.
Well, I can understand them saying no to Valentina. No, I like Maya. She don't have a chance. I don't think she has a chance.
Well,
No.
apparently Maya was one of those 7, but Maya had literally like just come to the UFC from Invicta at that point.
Yeah. So we'll see what goes on, but I don't give Maya much of a chance. Valentina is just going to be heads and shoulders above everybody for a while. Are you interested in Nunes Shevchenko 3?
Not one bit.
Why
Not
not?
one bit.
Why not?
Because I don't see, on a basic level, I think it's highly possible that Amanda's just got Valentina's number. Like, even on her best days and in her best kind of instances and whatnot, the most tenacious and the most aggressive we've seen Valentina in the UFC was versus Priscilla. That was one of the only times where she actually went forward to go and punch a bitch in the face. That's one of the only times you've seen that from her. Whereas normally she'll be a lot more measured, more tactical even, and that which we know her to be. And I feel like if Valentina is not inherently more tenacious, then we're only going to get more of the same.
Because she has to be more offensive, and I think
yes,
I think she will in a third fight. She wants that fight bad, apparently.
Well, not even apparently. It's not something that she herself will. She'll never talk about it. Valentina, unless she is asked, will never say anyone's name ever. Yeah. But if you ask her, she'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll do this. She says she wants that fight. And generally, she'll try to say that she wants that fight without even literally saying the name Amanda. She'll try her best to not have the name leave her lips, but the media will always ask her about it because they're creatively vacant oxygen thieves.
I'll have to listen to Coach's latest video talking about stupid questions.
Mate, it's so bad. Like, I just had my face in my palm the entire time, and I was like, you guys are imbeciles. How do you keep doing this? It's so bad.
Maybe we should go put in some job applications. We could do a better job.
I could do like on a media day because I actually give a shit about those people, but the rest of the year, whatever it is that they need to do in order to be credentialed media personalities, yeah, I'm not that keen on that. Juice ain't worth a squeeze.
Yeah. Corey says no to a Valentina Nunes rematch. Valentina would have to have knockouts in 5 straight fights before I'd be interested.
I don't know how fair that is because even Amanda hasn't had that, but I don't know. Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, that's her opinion.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, more generally speaking, there's absolutely no upside for Amanda in that fight because she's
No.
already 2-0. And even if Valentina were to do her absolute best in that third fight, she'd still be 1-2. Like it's there's just not a lot of point to it. The fact that it's perceived as neither of those champions having particularly much competition, that's not either of their faults. It's not their responsibility either. Like, I don't like the idea that any person's career should be so heavily invested in another single individual. It's like
I guess I would like to see it because she's the only one that could beat Nunes, and I want to see Nunes beat.
yeah, but then what? Whatever happens, win or lose, then what? In terms of an actual future and a fight career, it doesn't mean anything. It has no significance. It's a one-shot deal. It's just fast food.
She's a double champ.
So what?
She goes back to her weight class and says, okay.
Yeah, but she became a double champ by beating a bunch of people. It's not like Highlander where you chop off someone's head and then you get all of their power. In order to be like, proclaimed as the GOAT or whatever, you have to beat all those people, not just that one. So for Valentina to beat Amanda one time when she's been beaten twice doesn't change enough for Valentina. It just means you won one fight out of 3.
Well, let me give you an argument back. So we've seen on occasion where they put the guy's underdog, a plus 300 underdog, and they end up winning. Say if that was a championship, and the underdog ended up winning, and he has like a 3-6 record. He'd win. He'd be a champ, whether his record was good or not.
Yeah, but I'm not even talking about the specifics of the record. Like there's nothing wrong with either Amanda or Valentina's record. It's more that if Valentina beats Amanda, then what? She won one fight and she lost 2, and then she either goes back to flyweight to carry on as she was, or she stays in a weight class she's not meant to be in, fighting girls that are like 20 pounds bigger than her, which she didn't want to do in the first place. Like, future-wise, longer term, it's no good. Like, it's pointless. There's no longevity to it.
There's no longevity here staying up in the higher weight class. The point I was getting to is basically you're stating there needs to be a bloodline of success in a particular weight class. But, that can happen. That someone can win a championship without having a significant bloodline in the weight class.
Sure, I don't think anything I've said has run counter to that.
Says,
I don't disagree with that.
Marcus Bell says Valentina and Amanda equals another chess match. I think Valentina, she'd still be technical, but she didn't evidence a bunch of offense, or she wasn't as offensive as I thought she needed to be. And granted, she's to counter her, but sometimes you have to take it too.
Right, but with that in mind, when have we seen that? The only time that she was particularly offensive was when she had it in good opinion that nothing was going to come back her way, and she was right. To do that against as high level a competitor as Amanda isn't really wise, because Amanda's no slouch with counters herself.
Right.
So the idea that someone as high level as Valentina would do that with someone as high level as Amanda, well, you don't even necessarily know that that's the right path to take, because people have tried to do that with Amanda anyway, and they haven't been particularly successful with it. So the idea of just the blanket tenacity and aggression.
Oh, we saw Cyborg fail with that. So yeah.
Yeah. That was just like blind aggression. That was kind of goofy. I'm still.
Yeah, she let her pride get to her.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. It's like, we've still seen that, Amanda doesn't like to get hit, as we've seen within the GDR rematch and whatnot. A strong striker will definitely pose problems for her in that sense. But where Valentina doesn't possess that kind of like, cerebellum jolting power, I don't know. Yes, she was still a little bit gun shy even to get hit by Valentina in fight number 2.
Yeah.
Because she just doesn't like getting hit. But even though she doesn't like it, when GDR hit her, it actually did something to her. It's not that it just wasn't to her taste. It was actually doing damage.
That was actually the second fight she had with GDR, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it
Yeah.
better than the first fight? Was it more competitive?
Yeah. The first one was over in about a minute and a half. She just took her down and just started wailing on her. Then the referee stopped it. Most of the blows weren't getting through, but she wasn't really doing anything to improve her position. So
Yeah.
it was done.
Do you see GDR getting another shot? Why did Amanda pull out?
There's been no word on that actually. Or of the Megan fight, I've not read anything, and as there being any reason given. I think with regard to GDR is going to need to fight Holly again because there's no one else really for either of them to fight, and I guess whoever wins gets the next shot. Although, just by virtue of Holly not having fought Amanda as many times, it's probably more. The company will probably favor Holly slightly more in that regard, even though we've already seen Holly in far too many title shots.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Of all descriptions.
I'm not sure I care to really see Holly again.
No,
hey, we got Genesis Green in the chat.
Salute Genesis. Enough respect in every aspect.
Genesis Green, the Dean of Mean.
Genesis.
There's all the rage, George Page. All the rage, George. You need to give me a kickback for that name, man, because I know where you got it from. I think you should make it longer. All the rage of the sage, George Page. Let me put that link back in there so someone wants to join us. So in the prelims, what fights here do interest you? You see that there on the screen now?
I mean, I don't know who Daniel Rodriguez is. I've enjoyed Nicholas Dalby's work in the past. Of course, Aishev and Lipsky is interesting to me. It only just occurred to me like an hour or so ago that they're both 2-2 in the UFC, though on different trajectories. So that's kind of interesting. Seeing what Joaquin Buckley's going to do in his next fight after his viral knockout is going to be cool, although I don't profess to know a great deal about Jordan Wright. And Moreno and Royval will just be flyweight fireworks. I'm down. I'm down for that too.
Yeah,
I love the little guy swinging it out. It's good.
I'm pulling from Brandon. Brandon, he comes from a pretty rough background there from Tijuana. So I've been watching him for a while. He was cut for a little bit, wasn't he? And then came back.
Sounds about right.
I think so.
Sounds about right.
So that'll be interesting. Who do you have as far as Antonina and Ariana?
It's a coin toss.
50-50?
It's a coin toss. Yeah, because even though Lipsky, by way of her quote unquote Muay Thai background and whatnot, she prefers stand up, as too we know Antonina does. Antonina is a far superior stand up fighter than Ariane is, but Ariane is more well rounded than Antonina is. So I don't know. Like, Antonina can do it, but so can Ariane. If Ariane can beat her on the feet, I don't see that at all. Ariane can win, but she can win if it's somewhere other than the feet, in my estimation. As long as it stays on the feet, Antonina has the upper hand.
So it's a full MMA fight where you have to demonstrate everything.
Yeah. Then we don't really have any justification to be confident in Antonina's well-roundedness because she hasn't shown us that.
Yeah, I think I've seen Brandon Reval. Well, back to Antonina. I'd imagine her coach is pretty sharp, right? Her coach is really good. So it seems to me they'd be working that ground game.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? You really would. But in light of her having 4 UFC fights and a Contender Series appearance, she doesn't appear to have made much headway in that regard. She was, even with Jamie Nivara, as soon as Jamie Nivara took her to the ground, she was a bit fish out of water.
Oh, yeah.
So if it's to still see something like that happening in the Kachuk fight, that's kind of disheartening. I would hope that every time Antonina goes to train, all she's going to be doing is wrestling and grappling. She doesn't need to throw a single punch in training ever. She knows how to punch. She knows how to kick. She knows how to elbow. Get on that floor. Get someone to put you in half an armbar or an armbar 10 or like a Kimura trap. And it's like, right, get out of that.
Yeah.
Just that's it. You know, when Molly McCann got choked out by Gillian Robertson, she basically went for like the next 100 days and just done pure jiu-jitsu. No boxing, no wrestling, no anything, just jiu-jitsu for 100 days.
That's what you have to do.
Just to be like, that's never happening to me again. And you could see in her next fight, actually going for submission attempts rather than just anti-wrestling. You could just see that she'd leveled up. I'm just like, yeah, I respect that, man. I want everyone to do that.
Yeah, that's the only thing you should do. That's smart.
Yeah. So Antonina not having done that in 4 fights when Molly did that in 1, that's what kind of unsettled me a little bit. I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Molly.
Same.
But another unfortunate thing that bothers me, but there's nothing you can do about it, is there are fighters that would be good if they only got good coaching. If they could only afford good coaching, because you see the raw ability there. They just need the right guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And every fight they go into, they end up making the same mistakes because their coaches just aren't smart enough.
Yeah, and thus, that added component with a lot of these fighter stories, especially the ones from the more, shall we say, humble backgrounds and whatever else, is that of loyalty. Yeah. When, the people that got you to the dance are the people that you're supposed to stay with, but the actual individual needs of that fighter have outgrown the people that they've come with, but they won't leave them because of the aforementioned loyalty, and it will basically cripple themselves and their growth potential as a result. That's frustrating as fuck. Like, I hate that.
Yeah, I've thought of that too. If I was coaching somebody and I took them to the other level, I would know that, and I would want to turn them over to somebody at the next level. It seems like it would just be the transcendent thing to do.
Yes, but it happens at every level. George is here mentioning like with Jessica Andrade, but it could be argued that you could say that about someone like Holly Holm as well, and that's someone who's far more ascendant in terms of like critical acclaim and world renown and yada yada yada. But the same things are still pervasive. Not everyone can get absolutely everything from one place. Sometimes you can, but not always. So to be open to the idea of getting different brains and different looks and whatever, I think is compelling always. You don't even need to necessarily jump ship and actually abandon your roots or whatever, but just to incorporate new things, just to branch out. I'm all for it, but sadly there isn't nearly as much of it as I'd like. You either get those absolute loyalists like Jessica Andrade, and then on the other side you just get like gym gypsies like Claudia Gadelha, who are they've gone to been like 5 or 6 different gyms in the last 2 or 3 years.
I guess the other extreme might be Mike Perry says, screw it, I'll coach myself.
Man, I mean, yeah. The less said about that dude, the better, really. But yeah, I did the whole kind of like traveling fighter type thing. Claudia Gadelha, what's his name? Johnny Walker, Kevin Lee. People like that who just dart from gym to gym to gym. They stay there for a bit and then go somewhere else. Luis Pena. I don't like that, man. I don't like that. I think that as much of the tutelage that you can get from any gym, it's actually developing a rapport with those people that are there so that they can get the best from you and vice versa. So if you just go to a gym and skip out within 3 months, it might take you 3 months to get the rhythm and find the overlap personality wise and schedule wise and every other factor that goes into fighting that I have no idea about because I'm a civilian, So yeah, just seeing these people dart about, and every time they do dart about, they're just like, oh yeah, this gym's the best gym, blah blah blah. I've definitely made the right choice. This that. Then they're gone again.
I don't like that. At times, sometimes compensation for losing. Oh, I lost, but now I'm in a new gym.
Yeah, so it wasn't my fault. It was my training. Yeah, it's disingenuous. I don't like that.
But there are times where you've extracted everything from the jujitsu guy that's heavy in jujitsu, and it's time to move on and develop another skill with somebody that knows that other skill better.
Or just different, not even necessarily better, just different.
Yeah, get different perspectives, different aspects. Main card. What do you think of this?
I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I don't really care for Shogun Hua a great deal these days because he's there obviously very much in his twilight years by now. Paul Craig's really good. I just wasn't clamoring for this rematch at all. Like,
who won the first one?
I think Hua did. I don't remember. It happened before my time, if I recall. But yeah, I don't really care for it. Don't really care for it. Chukagin Calvillo is another pick'em by virtue of the whole striker versus grappler thing. We expect, or I expect, things from both of them. To be surprised by either of them would be great. Like if Cynthia were to knock out Caitlin.
Caitlin's more of a striker too, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She thinks she's well rounded, but she's not really.
She's
not
tall and long.
Yeah.
My creative means that.
Yeah, skip. Don't care.
All the rage George Page says tinfoil Perry is a fool.
Yeah.
Holly's been stuck with the cursed Jack Wink gym. Maybe we need to send some holy water to Holly, huh?
Yeah, it might need to be a tanker of holy water.
Tanker of holy water. Marcus says Antonina needs to level up. Yeah, she's gonna be on the edge if she loses. She can't afford to lose. They might keep her one more fight, I think. I don't know. But they might keep her longer because she's Valentina's sister. But it won't be good for her.
Here's the thing. Like, I don't think with particularly many of these fighters, particularly the girls, it's not nearly as much about the losses as it is about how good an account they give of themselves.
How bad the loss was.
Of sorts, yeah. Like, the thing that doesn't stand Antonina in good stead herself is that in both her losses, she was seen to be very deficient in one specific area, and she could have won that fight with Roxanne, but she just kind of stood there and just let Roxanne do whatever the fuck she wanted. And to a lesser extent, it was like that with Katlyn too. It's actually only because Katlyn is not that good on the ground that she wasn't actually finished, because Antonina was banging trouble for a lot of that fight. But it's only because Katlyn couldn't get it done that it went to a decision, because Antonina had nothing for her except survival, you know? So that's the thing. It's like, if Antonina can lose, but if she actually just goes balls to the wall and just like, right, we're just going to throw, and she just, she comes up short, it's not enough, then that's fine. At least she can be given respect by the organizers, by the fans and whatever, for just putting on a good showing. Just go out there and fight. She just didn't really show up in either of those losses. And that's what's so frustrating, because we know that that's not what she's capable of, but she just gets the whole deer in the headlights thing and just freezes up.
Yeah. Now, my controlled aggression, to me, that's where it's at. And if you have to, I was thinking about that a little bit today. You have a guy that comes forward, the best thing to do is get them to going backwards. If you got a guy, that goes backwards, sometimes I think it'd be smart to make the guy that wants to go backwards their counter, make them come forward. Say, okay, you bring it.
I mean, people try to do that with Valentina and it never works. But, in theory, it depends on who you've got across from you when the bell rings as to how well that will work.
Yeah, you got to try what you have to try to increase the percentages.
For sure. Better to try and fail than to not try. Absolutely. I agree.
Valentina and Jennifer. How long do you think Jennifer lasts?
3 rounds.
3 rounds? I'll give her 2. 3 and 2. In Figueredo? In Perez? I don't remember seeing Perez.
Perez is good, man. Perez is good. Yeah, I think this is going to be
a good fight.
Fireworks as well. I'm looking because Davison, he's aggressive to the point of borderline reckless. Like he's a madman. Like, and win or lose, that's only ever going to make for entertaining viewing. He's not quite Just Bleed brawler vibes, but he's close. he's a bit of an animal in there. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Caitlin and Cynthia fight and the Valentina fight and then the Figueredo Perez fight. Those are probably the only ones that I'll watch. They should have thrown Antonina against a former number 1 contender, says George Page.
Yeah, they did. Her name was Caitlin.
Yeah. We'll change segments here. We always talk about giving someone smoke.
Uh-oh.
And where there's smoke, there's fire.
Uh-oh.
Who are you giving smoke to? Stamina?
Who am I giving smoke to?
Smoke to?
I'm not wired that way, man. That's I'm not wired that way. You'll notice that when Coach is doing stuff like that on his streams, I'm just like, no, I'm always the voice of reason, trying to disperse the smoke, open a window and whatnot. That's not me, man.
Turn on. Okay, who would it be reasonable to give smoke to?
Well, if you're that way inclined, I think you could definitely give Mike Perry both barrels just for sport. Like, why not? Like, there's a lot of things to complain about with him.
He's such an idiot. I sort of like him. You ever like someone who's is a total idiot, but you just like him because they're a good idiot?
Well, the thing is, in terms of his personality, I know quite a lot of people who are like him, and in that sense, his goofiness is kind of endearing.
He's pretty simple-minded.
Yeah, but the thing is when he's not actually just being, having like banter and whatever else, there's just stuff that he does that makes him an asshole. Like, it's possible for someone to have a good sense of humor and be an asshole. That's the duality of being human. You know what I mean? People are not ever just one thing. Yeah, he's a funny guy, but he is an asshole. Like, he is. So yeah.
So why do you think Connor's coming back? Would you come back if you had all that kind of money?
Well, Connor. Apparently the bout agreement is signed for January 23rd, UFC 257. The Dustin Poirier remix is a go. It's done.
Yep. Why is he coming back?
In.
Why is he coming back?
Why is he coming back? Because he doesn't because of boredom.
Boredom?
Because of boredom, because his ego won't allow for the thing that people have been revering him for as long as he's been a successful adult male. You can make as much money off Proper 12 and McGregor Fast and whatever else, but he's not doing anything. That's actually the thing that us regular folk always want, which is passive income. But he's not doing anything. So I should just get in there and be paid to punch someone else in the face, but be paid handsomely to punch someone else in the face. And for it now to be a thing where actually, win or lose, he will still probably get paid more than anyone he could ever be matched against. So why not just do it? Like, his record and his championship aspirations, etc., they don't even mean anything anymore, because he's kind of just carved his own lane for himself. And yes, some people are sick of him. Yes, he doesn't have the pull that he did have, but he will always be, unparalleled and peerless in that sense. So yeah, why not? Why not just fight?
Yeah, that's sort of sad to me. If I had that money, there'd be a lot of things I'd be doing.
Man, me too. I'd be just traveling. There'd be so much of the world to go see. Forget going on a diet and being in the gym 2 times a day, 6 times a week. Fuck that, man. I'm getting on a plane, bruv.
I can do a lot of productive things without fighting.
What?
All the rage. George Page says, smoke on Jennifer Maya. You're gonna have to type her join us, George, to tell us why.
Nah, man, Maya's nice. There's no need to give her any smoke. She believes in herself in the way that every fighter must delude themselves to some degree in order to put themselves through what they do in terms of just, basic mortal harm. Putting yourself in harm's way in the way that they do, they have to convince themselves of things that might not necessarily be the case in order to survive them. So she hasn't said anything outlandish. She didn't, as long as she doesn't turn up to the weigh-ins with a bulletproof vest or anything like that, then leave her be. She's all right, man.
That'd be a nice touch. The bullet and the bulletproof vest.
Well, it's been done, and it wasn't a good look, but
Already, yeah, you don't want to
yeah, Jessica, I did that shit.
You don't want to copy that. Just the guy is a goofball.
Hence all the comments afterwards how bulletproof vests don't protect headshots.
Well, with the right caliber, bulletproof vests don't protect you from bullets.
I think Valentini would know that better than most as well, being the proficient shooter that she is.
Yeah, I watched her shooting a Glock the other day on YouTube.
Yeah, she was just doing a little thing on the embedded as well, wasn't she? Yeah.
You see, George says that Connor is stalking his ex-wife and beating old men.
Oh dear. Wait, ex-wife? Who's ex-wife? Connor's only been married once. Connor doesn't have an ex-wife.
Maybe he's talking about Perry. I don't know. You'll have to tell us who he's talking about.
Oh yeah, Perry. Yeah, Perry's
Okay.
Right.
Just the guy and George. Why does Connor's wife put up with him? The money?
She actually loves him because where she's been with him from long before he was anyone.
Mm-hmm.
She's been with him from the jump. So to actually still be around to see all of that happen, maybe that's it. She remembers who he was, and that's what keeps her there, regardless of who he's become.
And all that. Jessica and Jojo Calderwood is the main co-event.
Co-main event for what?
If you want the Thunder.
Co-main event for what? No, it bloody ain't. No, it ain't.
Maybe I think George is being facetious because Jessica is a goofball. I like JoJo. I wish she fought better. She said she sort of blew it in her last fight, huh?
Okay, to be fair, there's only five fights confirmed for the Conor card. So maybe they will be, which would be pretty terrible because Michelle Waterson and Amanda Ribas is on the same card as well. And way more people want to see that.
Oh yeah, Ribas is fun.
Yeah, exactly. Don't nobody care about either Jessica or Joanne Calderwood like that. Joanne Calderwood's got fan interest in terms of her personality, but as a fighter, yeah, not really. Amanda Ribas is doing numbers like not many other girls are in the company. Full stop.
Blades and Lewis. I like watching Lewis. I'll watch Lewis if only for the interviews.
Yeah, pretty much.
Holland's good. I want to see Holland. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Betts is going to fight. I didn't know that. I thought she retired.
This is her retirement fight. They gave her one more before she goes.
One more. So I don't have all on the fight card yet. That's all interesting.
Well, Marcus, you're not coming through. George, you're not coming through. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, Coach joined for a minute, but then he had somebody.
You said someone at the door. Yeah.
He jumped on for a second. I added him. I don't know if I'd answer the door these days.
If I don't know who's coming, they can stay outside. Anyone that knows where I live has got my phone number. You can't just turn up unannounced. No way.
If someone knocks on my door, I pay attention because I'm like 300 yards up a drive, a long drive through the trees on a few acres. So if someone knocks on my door,
then they're lost. You're in the wrong place, son.
And this little lady come knock on our front door. I go, that's weird. She was a census taker.
Yeah, even worse over here because it's like 2 to 3 in the morning.
So you can't have weapons in the UK, right?
You can, but there's a mountain of bureaucracy to go through. It's not something that the average person can really do. You need to have like, some military background or some sporting license or something like that. It's not something you can just go into a store and buy, much the same way certain states can in your part of the world.
There's a little coach.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
There he is.
Y'all two work good together, man. God, man. You're so good to listen to, man.
Oh, you flatter me, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Y'all work good together, man. It's pretty cool. I did want to say something, though. Man, y'all know Conor McGregor out here snorting that cocaine, man. Come on. Y'all know he coming back to get that nose candy. That's what Conor McGregor doing. Man, coming back to get that nose candy, man.
Coach, come on, man. Like, do you know how much would need to be consumed in order to get through the amount of money that he's earned? He's a multi-millionaire.
He
would die before he actually consumed as much as he could actually buy.
Look at Tyson Fury, okay? That's all need to be said, boy. That man spent his fortune on cocaine.
Yeah, I don't think he was being entirely honest there. I think he's been helping out some people in his circle or whatever. Like, you can't spend millions on coke and not die. Like,
you ever heard that? He's got the whole world in his hand. Well, he got the whole world in his nose. Yeah, boy, that damn cocaine, that nose candy powerful, man. You do anything for it.
The old naughty salt, the devil's dandruff.
Yep, that's what it is. Man. And then let me see, Antonina, man, good grief, man, Antonina gonna get the job done. Y'all gotta have some faith, man. Y'all gotta have some faith in Antonina, man. I feel like y'all have lost faith in La Pantera.
Bruv,
y'all have lost the faith in La Pantera.
You're not really a Twitter guy, are you? You don't really go on Twitter, do you?
Not on your life.
Nah, because there's an account on there called UFC News, and they put up little clips of interviews with the fighters that don't ever go on the YouTube channel or anywhere else. And there was just like the minute and a half, 2 minutes of just talking to Antonina, and the way she was just saying, this one, it's all about getting back the victory. I really need to get the victory this time, blah, blah, blah. But she just sounded kind of pressed about it, like it was kind of getting to her sort of thing. And it's like, God damn it. Like, if she's fixing on it like that, I don't like that. She didn't sound confident. It sounded like it was bothering her, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I don't like that, man.
I'm not sure Antonina has the Constitution, really.
In what sense?
Of fighting, really fighting.
Man, come on. Now, see, you used to be an Antonina fan about a year ago, Dennis.
No,
now you're turning back on. Oh, wow.
I'm not a fan until they prove themselves. I was hoping
So Dennis Espinal, man, you turned your back on La Pantera. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm hearing this. God, dog.
Well, I can believe it.
Prove yourself.
I can believe it for the exact same reason that I said earlier, by the very fact of her basically letting those two fighters just do whatever they wanted to her. Like, why did that happen? Twice.
Maybe she wasn't 100%.
Twice?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Injuries linger on fighters, man, for a while, man. I'm just saying, maybe.
Okay, maybe. I'll take you at your word then. If that's the case, then I would want her to, rather than sounding as pressed as she did, I'm not going to oversell this. It's not like she was crying on camera or anything, but she just sounded a little bit doubtful. I just wanted her to have some fire, just to say with her chest, yeah, I'm coming to take her gal's head off today. You know what I mean? I want her to talk like that, but she just sounded like, I really need to do this. Like, it's imperative that I do it. And it was more about, overcoming herself than overcoming her opponent. Again, I'm not no body language expert or expert in linguistics or anything like that. That's just the vibe that I picked up. You might watch the same thing and arrive at a completely different conclusion. But I just saw those 2 minutes. I'm like, don't like that. Don't like that.
So they might have given her a fight to build her confidence. But we're saying that Her versus Ariane might be 50-50, huh?
It might be because Ariane's got some fire under her feet now. Ariane was basically where Antonina was 2 fights ago. You know, on a 2 fight skid, and she was even saying in some of her interviews this week, particularly to the ones who are interviewing her in Portuguese, that yeah, being on that 2 fight skid, she did start to doubt herself and question her capabilities on the way in. So to have those doubts removed by 2 successive wins, you know, the second one being a potential submission of the year,
Yeah.
she really believes in herself now, because when she was in KSW, she was knocking out bitches left, right, and center.
What is her nickname?
Violence Queen.
Oh, Queen. There's all the rage, George Page. How you doing, George?
Evening, Lord Hand of the King, Warden of the West. Evening, Brother Stamina. How y'all doing?
How you doing, sir?
Good.
George Page, aka Captain Hot Takes.
How's the Lord of the Wall, Defender of the North?
It's great. You know, today is my anniversary birthday.
Your anniversary birthday?
What does that mean?
Yes. The anniversary of my birth.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Oh, right. Many happy returns, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So what, you're 23 now, yeah?
Yeah. Actually, 23 and a half.
I won't sing. As your birthday present, I won't sing.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that.
I don't want to hurt your ears, man.
Gift, any kind of gift is welcome. But anyway, like I said, Jennifer Maya, I just don't think she got nothing on for Valentina. I think she's just another snackable for Valentina. She's gonna be eaten, digested, and then excreted afterwards. She's done. You know,
Yeah,
she's
she's
just
another notch on the pistol handle.
yeah. She's just Antonita. She's what they're supposed to bring out that the Black Widow movie coming out. She should have played the Black Widow. I mean she. I've seen that thing when she was shooting, and she knows how to shoot. And, she's just a master assassin. She just they should have cast her as a stunt double for Scarlett Johansson.
There's still time. Maybe not for Scarlett Johansson, but yeah, there's still time.
Yeah, because I think this. She's just good. She's that good, and she's always ready. And that's the thing and that's what most of these fighters should be doing, especially with things going on, with a lot of fights being cut off. Like was it Macy Chazon supposed to fought Sarge Eubanks, but she didn't make weight. Then there was another fight that happened to that. You should be knowing how soon the UFC once fight started. You should be prepared. You should be okay, let me just keep myself maybe 5 pounds at my weight limit, and then when it's time, I can just knock off that 5 pounds when they call me.
I mean, yeah, but I will say that there's likely to be factors that will prevent or at least discourage fighters from doing stuff like that. Like Valentina has obviously dedicated her entire life to martial arts, comes from a martial arts family and whatnot. So that's kind of been instilled into her. Compare that to a person who, just went to like a boxercise class at the age of 13, or, wanted to lose weight and do some jiu-jitsu at the age of 19 or 20 and whatnot. It's slightly different. They've got professional inclinations and championship desires and whatnot, but they're just not as entrenched in it as she is. And which is more, she's put in the hard yards for as many years as she has, whereby now she's wealthy enough that anything that she does is entirely what she wants to do. Valentina now doesn't need to do anything. She can do whatever the fuck she likes. because she's got enough money to do that. Her wealth and her success has afforded her that level of comfort. Most fighters don't have that.
Yeah, because I know sometimes she does. When I think a while back she was doing commentative when they were down in South America, and she was translating. And she can speak both Spanish and she speaks Russian.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be perfect for that. Especially if you wanted to start growing the UFC brand down in South America. Because you are in Brazil, but you got other countries like Nicaragua, where she was living in Peru for a long time, and then come to Mexico, and then because that'd be a great place for her. I mean, and also if she, Russia is trying to get more fight. They do fights in Russia so often. You got fighters like Yana and Kosalov, and all those other guys. She can go over there, be a translator, and also she can translate from Russian to Spanish too.
Oh yeah, I mean she's been doing that is the thing. I think she was actually doing the Spanish commentary about 2 weeks ago. I forget which card it was, but she was not that long ago. She was recently doing Spanish commentary on Deportes. That's she's down with that because obviously there are a bunch of fighters, active fighters that the UFC are now putting in commentating roles and giving them like desk jobs, while the fights are on and whatnot. But of the Spanish speakers, I don't know. I can't even think of another woman that's done that job. I'm struggling to think of men that have done it.
Other than
I know Fabricio Verdum's done it, even though he's not from a Spanish speaking country, but he does speak Spanish fluently. I know he's done it, but I can't remember many other men who were active on the roster at the time that would actually do commentating. So even for her to do it makes her the exception rather than a rule in that sense.
yeah,
But they do that because they know that she's cerebral enough to make it work.
Well, I know outside of Valentina, well, I know Angela Hill's been doing some commentary because I know her and Kara Bryant hang out, and I remember Misha Tate used to do some for a bit, but generally not that many women per se. Like you're right, just maybe those three.
Yeah, I mean, it's not actually even something that I've necessarily seen other fighters saying that they want to do. Angela Hill said that she wanted to do the commentary and color commentary and desk type stuff, and by virtue of her friendship with Karen Bryant and by virtue of being in good favor with the UFC for saving so many cards and becoming a fan favorite for being the female cowboy, yada yada yada, she got that, but I haven't heard any other women say that they want to do it. You got people like Brian, what the fuck's his surname? Brian Boom Callagher, is it? It's Callagher? The bantamweight guy that was kind of angling for Sean O'Malley for a little while. I forget his surname. But yeah, he was saying that he'd like to do something like that. He hasn't done it for the UFC, but he's been on with he's been on with Luke Thomas, he's been on with James Lynch and stuff like that as like a co-presenter to break down fights and whatnot. I don't think he's actually been given any kind of leeway with the UFC just yet, but most fighters don't express an interest in that. So maybe there aren't that many options, or maybe it's not that appealing a thing to do unless you're that way inclined and you like talking and you like breaking down fights. I don't know.
Like with Chael Sonnen over there at Bellator, after his last fight with that Russian dude, and that's what he does now. And then he has his little podcast show, and then you have who else?
Chael loves to talk. Chael loves to talk. Oh my God.
That's all he do. That's all he do is talk, man.
Yeah, that's how he just. You could be sitting there and Chael just want to talk. He loves to hear the sound of his own voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's in love with himself. But anyway,
somebody's gotta love him.
Oh no, go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead, Coach. You about to say
no,
something?
Sir. No, you about to say something.
Well, like I said, what y'all think about I did a video a while back talking about Paige Van Cant is supposed to be fighting in bare knuckles fighting. she was called out by the last. They had the bare knuckle fight about last week, and the girl who won, I think her name is Britain Hart, called out Paige. She came to the into the ring with her, and I think she's supposed to be fighting her sometime soon.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's a sad.
Paige was there.
She was there. It's actually, if you see that, I got a video. It shows a picture of her in the ring with the girl because Britain fought this girl named Ekholm, and that girl, her head was like about swollen as Bojangles was when she fought Wei Li Zhang. And she was in the ring because she called her out. They didn't show the video of it, but there's a picture. If you check my on my page on my channel, I talked about it because she called Paige into the ring. Paige had posted a fight, but she had tested positive COVID, so they had to change and give another opponent. So let's say
Right.
Paige,
I'm gonna go look for that. That sounds kind of corny, but I'll go look. I'll see.
yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Paige, she can look like, I don't know. If she gets in that bare knuckle fighting thing, she can look like Larry Holmes or Leon Spinks after a while. I mean,
It looked like sausage meat. That's what she's gonna look.
yeah, because that's bone on bone, skin. They do wrap your hands with something, but it's not like compared to like 5-ounce gloves that you wear when you're MMA. I remember when Beth Rollins, she did her first bare knuckle fights. She cracked a couple of fingers.
And the
Yeah,
thing,
hitting somebody in their forehead, man. That's the kiss of death if you're a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kiss of death.
and
Cacao,
what fight did we ever see in her UFC tenure where she actually legitimately put hands on anyone anyway? Paige was a kicker. She was never really a boxer like that. So the idea that she all of a sudden she can't use her best weapons.
Why didn't she just go to?
She knocked out Beck Rollins with a Danielson kick.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I seen that's in my video. At the end, I saw that picture of when she kicks Beck Rollins with the crane kick. But why did she just go to Bellator? That would have been Bellator is where most of the defunct and dying on fighters go because no one else wants them or no one has the money to pay for them. Barely.
There you go.
Yeah,
you've just answered your own question. That's why. Because Bellator will always be there. Bare Knuckle were going to give her the bag, so she took the bag.
So you know what that's all about.
And besides, they can't even afford to pay her because notice that Bellator, they get all these old UFC fighters, the ones that's 30 plus, because you don't have to pay them as much. You can put them in there. If they win, they make you look good. They get their ass whooped. Well, they old, So
yeah, because they just remember they just dropped like 30 of them. They dropped Frank Mir, they got rid of Big Country, and you still got you still got Leo Machida, and I think you still got Rampage.
You know what? Just look at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Just
and like I said,
DNA.
Yeah.
What site was that, Dennis?
Here, let me put the link in here for you.
Please don't do that. It's not that important.
Was that Page's IG? It looked like it was IG or something.
It might as well be.
Yeah. Her. I seen it. I heard her
husband Mike Perry on that nose. That boy Mike Perry on that nose candy too. I just want y'all to know that too.
I'm not surprised.
Paige says, "I love to fight you, MMA babe, and Zant taunts first bare knuckle FC opponent in painful attempt at WWE style acting in the ring. Painful.
She's gonna get hurt. She don't need to do that.
I think she's a little delusional.
I mean, Bellator could dig. Bellator they need to dig. They got the money. Now they got the contract with CBS Sports, and they can really dig some money up if they need to. And get somebody like Paige.
See, it don't work like that, man. It really don't work like that. What happens is they got X amount of dollars that they're gonna put forth towards fighters, and you got the superstars, you got your Cyborg, you got your Bud, You got what's his name, and the guy that headlined the other time. You got AJ McKee. Or they don't have that budget like the UFC got. I mean, they don't have the budget. So you want to pay certain fighters where you're gonna get the bang out of your buck. Look, man, Scott Coker, it ain't gonna make sense. He can get two good fighters for one Page Van Zandt. He can get two, and he can get two that can fight that'll win. I mean, man, what does he want? He don't want to see Page go in there, get her ass whooped, and then be out for 8 months. He can't make no money on that. That's a money decision. And if he brought her in, I mean, Page would have to take a pay cut to go to Bellator because he ain't gonna pay her that. I mean, you got plenty of people that can shake their ass. You got Valerie Loretta. Hell.
Yeah, most definitely Valerie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Valerie.
You got some beauties there. You got some beautiful women. So Scott don't need no more of that. I would say it's a money thing. At the end of the day, man, he not gonna bring her in for. If he do, man, she's gonna take a pay cut.
And she's not gonna go down like that.
Yeah, because she's not worth what she wants.
She had to take a big pay cut boxing bare knuckles, fighting bare knuckles.
I don't think bare knuckles have that deep a pocket.
Beck Rollins said that's some of the best money she ever made.
Yeah, because I think she had at least 3 fights.
It was a 3-fight deal. She was supposed to make a few million off that. I don't know whether it was 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, but the million word was thrown around. Paige has never made $1 million in the UFC in her entire time, including sponsorships and whatever. She's never done that. So she can make $1 million out of 3 any fights. Like $1 million of 3 fights is better than she's ever done in the UFC. So for that reason, I understand why she would do that, because in a sense, Bellator will kind of always be there, you know. And even if she does take the pay cut after that, just to stay active and to do what she believes she enjoys and whatnot, I think after 3 more fights and that amount of money behind her, she'll find something else to do. She doesn't need to fight after all. When you look like that and you're prepared to do all that sort of stuff for attention, you definitely don't need to fight. So I don't see why she would. Secure the bag, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's not getting more modeling deals, because how the fanboys.
She got a couple. Paige got a few. Paige make she said it was an article, man. She said she do different types of things. She model athletic gear. She still got to deal with Toyo tires. So I mean, they do all that stuff, man. And she only had to fight, man. I think she said she made like $300,000 and didn't take a single fight in 2018 or 2019. Because she was injured, man. She got her arm broken. So she said she made them 6 strong figures, man. So she said she don't have to fight. She don't want to.
Yeah, make money doing that fighting.
And why even fight? She can just quit fighting, because you're already, like I said, you're already making this money. The fanboy is going to follow you wherever you go. Especially if you monetize yourself, especially on IG, and even create stuff on a YouTube channel. Her and her husband, they do stupid stuff like they do naked cooking together. That's crazy. And it's just
you gotta admit though, man. See, it's different. It's different. And see, Paige know what she's doing when it come to that. She might can't fight, but she knows what she's doing. I mean, that's different. Come on, who's doing that? I guarantee you, she put that on OnlyFans. She probably did. Yeah. That'll go viral, man. I mean, who? Because I'm gonna tell you, it ain't the fact that Paige is beautiful. It ain't that. I don't find her attractive, really. It's the fact that she fight. Okay, and see, it's every fanboy and sip dream. Ooh, I saw Paige Van Zandt coochie. I saw her titties. Me, I saw them, not you. So it's the fact that they fight. It's not even the fact that they're all that attractive. They just fight, and people are infatuated with seeing a naked fighter. Like they're infatuated with it. It's crazy, man, how these guys go crazy for that. So Paige, they know that. They know. And you even have throwing some of the homosexual guys, and they know that too, that's going to look at her boyfriend. Guess what, man? They got a bag. I'm talking about they sitting on top of a bag every day they wake up. That money coming in.
Yeah.
And then
yeah. And also you have the guys who have that fantasy, like being beat up by a woman, there's guys who
fantasy, they'll type that shit out every day. He's like, choke me out, punch me. Like, what are you doing, bruv? You're like 30 something. What are you doing?
Those guys are into that. They are into that. Just beat them up, step on them.
I'll be right back. Bear with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of weirdos, man. A lot of weirdos.
And it's just into that. It's just it's just a thing about it. I personally, I don't want nobody to jump on me, beat on me. That's not me. It's just some guys just into that stuff. That's crazy. But like I said, as we know, with this month spot over, and then you got the this fight coming up with Valentina and Jeremiah. What's next? I mean, after that, who's next? You got Cajun and Calvillo fighting on that same card. Then Jessica Andrade looking for a fight. You got Robo Murphy talking about she should be number one contender. What should happen? I mean,
It's hard. So I'd like to see the Nunes Valentina fight. I want to see number 3.
Well, yeah, I think one fight I want to see is a Cyborg Nunes number 2, but we know we're not going to happen because you know why? Dana White was in his feelings. I mean, he could have kept it business. Whatever stuff that happened between you back, Cyborg, put aside, kept it business because that fight was one of the biggest fights around. Cyborg versus Nunes.
Yeah, Dane Islami never taught him to play well with others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this though. I know Chris went on social media and she tweeted Dana White saying, "Let's make the fight happen." But I think she need to get that up, man. He ain't gonna do that. And then for him to share profit, because first of all, the history, the history with him and Scott Coker, he really don't like Scott Coker. Like you think he don't? He likes Cyborg. He hates Ray Ellaby, and he don't like Scott Coker. So think about it. You got 2 people that you got to deal with. You got to work with Ray, which a lot of people don't like him, and then you got to work with Scott Coker. You don't like him either. So do you think a deal gonna get made between all of that friction? It's too much. And Ray is pretty, he's pretty hard to deal with. He's pretty hard to deal with at the negotiating table. So Dana he don't want to go through that, and he just don't. It's not enough money for him to say, okay, it's a big fight, but it's not enough for him to say, okay, like the Conor McGregor Mayweather. Dana was trying to stop that, all together, but it was just too much money. He couldn't ignore the amount of money that was going to be made. So it's like that with the Cyborg money. It's good money, but it's not enough for him to say, okay, let's make the fight, Scott.
And then where is he at if Cyborg wins?
Exactly. He SOL.
Downside. Still, that would be a great fight to see.
It's kind of like one of those like Hagler, Lyric 2, which never happened, kind of like a way.
Yeah.
What's happening here? I'm just sending Robert Henry a link. Send it to him. Try it again.
He coming in to give somebody some work. Hey, but you know what, Stamina? I think I caught the honorable Stamina MC in a bit of a fib earlier, Stamina. I caught you in a bit of a fib. You said you don't give anybody smoke. But how do you explain the smoke you gave BJ Johnson on the last stream, man?
Oh, dude, I was talking about fighters, bruv, not like people. BJ will get both barrels because he just talks so much nonsense, bruv.
He said it.
So much nonsense. Like he really, really winds me up with some of the stuff that he says. I'm just like, he'll just make one statement and then use that statement to justify some absolute fuckery. I'm just like, dude, no one said that. How have you put 2 and 2 together and made 7? Stop. Like, he's wild. He's wild. He's like
those people that drunk that Kool-Aid in Jonestown.
Be careful, George.
Yeah, be careful, George.
Because when he hear you, he gonna get a hold. BJ gonna want a piece of you, George.
Well, tell him like Wired Up said, you want the thunder? Well, here I am.
Oh man,
BJ might pull up, bro. BJ might pull up.
BJ pull up in a minute.
I'll be his Huckleberry because I'm a daisy if you do, a daisy if you don't.
BJ say send the link. Give me the link. That's what he said.
Send me location.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But like I said, this is gonna be
okay, Robert Henry. That makes on its way again.
Robert Henry the poet. Yeah. But it's crazy how it's just that this was what I would think about with that fight was because of John Jones, they had to move the fight. Where they had to cancel a fight in because they couldn't find a fight for was it Anaheim. John Jones and what's his could have headlined that fight and could have left Chris and Amanda in Vegas. That's how I feel like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is Platinum Pitch Perry fighting?
Tim Means.
Tim Means, yeah.
Platinum Pitch Perry is fighting who?
Tim Means.
Yeah, I'd be going for Tim Means in that fight.
Yeah, I root for Means. I don't like
Tim Means ain't no joke. Tim Means ain't no joke. He's a serious guy. Like,
yeah, I'd be a Tim Means fan in that fight, man.
So let me ask you about this guy. Is this guy the real deal?
Which one?
Was it Tim Means? Oh, Kamzat. Yeah, man, he pretty good, man. He pretty good. I don't think he ready for. I don't think he ready for Usman because everybody. This would get you mad. Like anytime somebody win a fight, man, they win a fight, then they win it in impressive fashion. They always try to push the person to the top of the ladder. Ooh, he ready for Kamaru Usman. Ooh,
oh no, he's not.
You got a lot of experience. You got a lot of experience, though.
Like
I think he's good. He's a good enough fighter.
Like how I say with Antonita, we had put her against Caitlyn, and she needed a way to come along. You put against a former #1 contender. I know she's not like Valentina. You should have just tried after she fought against Roxanne Modafferi. She said, you know what, we better not put somebody with a little bit that much experience. Let's try to give her with some of the girls in the lower tier and let her work her up a little bit. And that was a mistake they made.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I think both of those things in the matchmakers' minds were layups because Roxanne is somewhat deficient in her striking. She's not an offensive striker. She doesn't handle getting hit very well. Well, here, give her a striker, like a superior striker. It's a foregone conclusion, surely. All you have to do is stay off the ground. You'll be fine.
Look at Macy Barber.
But like, yeah, but Macy Barber's not a proficient striker, though. She's just not. Like, that's why. Macy Barber's not a good striker. She's powerful, but she's not very technical. So all Roxanne had to do with Macy was just go first, because Macy can't fight going backwards. But, the kind of threats that Roxanne would pose to someone like Macy should be academic to someone like Antonina. But for some reason, it wasn't, for the reasons that we discussed earlier. She just kind of stood there and let it happen.
Aquarius is asking a question. I'm not sure that's the right pronunciation of her name, but she says, "Is she leaving the UFC or doing one fight on the side?"
Who? Who's in relation to who? Who is she?
Who's she? Let us know who you're referring to.
Yeah, you talking about my baby Betchko here? I'll tell you that.
In fact,
that's my girl too, bro.
Just for it being someone that is in the UFC, no one can be in the UFC and do one fight on the side. That doesn't happen. That's not a thing.
No.
So whoever it is, either someone's left, which I haven't heard, and they're definitely not doing any fights on the side because Dana doesn't have that ever.
It's in the contracts.
Yeah. So whoever it is you're talking about, neither of those things are the case.
You get a contract that's stacked against you, signed your life away.
Yeah.
It's not like you in Bellator. Some of these fighters can fight or go run and fight Ryzen, or you get Heather Harding, who's both she fights in Bellator and she boxes.
Bellator lit. Them damn fight, they can do what the hell they want to do, man. Bellator lit.
Yeah.
I always be wondering, man, like how the hell, how does Bellator function, man? Because I'm looking at the dynamics of Bellator and I'm like, damn, it's almost like, they fight, right? And you know who your main stars are. But then you look at all these other people, man, they going in there for $3,000 here, $4,000 here. And I'm like, dang, you going in here, you getting your ass whooped for that amount of money. And they got on Scott Helmet about that one time. And Scott was like, oh, no. Fighters don't make that little. We definitely compensate them. I'm like, I don't know, Scott. Scott, I don't believe that, Scott.
Yeah.
I don't know, Scott. Scott be on some bullshit, man, with that money. And I'd be like, Scott.
Hey, there's Tay. Brown, Tay all the way.
God, dog, Tay Brown.
Tay, big clown.
Yeah. Like
Wish you
like
were dead.
yeah, but like I talked about like bodybuilding. Just you had the last show for a bodybuilding show, and the woman won $4,000, and that's not much after you pay for training, your costumes, your traveling, and that's why a lot of the ladies would do video and photo sessions to make ends meet because they're just doing the sport out of enjoyment, and you're getting paid. If Scott Cook is paying like these guys $3,000 a fight, and then that's not much. I mean, at least even guys who like not in the top 10 over there in UFC are getting at least $12,000-$10,000. And that's to pay the trainers, the this and that, and the taxes. They have a few dollars left over to the next fight.
I'm gonna tell you, man. When we manage our first fighter, and I ain't gonna let the cat out the bag, but boy, when that time comes and we got to negotiate with somebody like Scott Cook, I'm like, look, man. Look at all the people you got rid of. You got Frank Mir drugged up ass. You just got rid of Big Country fat ass. Look, man, you got rid of all these damn people, Scott. Look here, man. My client, we're gonna need at least for the first fight in the contract. We'll take 30 grand. We'll take 30-30, okay? We'll take that. And then second fight, because my fighter gonna be a world champ. Listen, we'll take 50-50. 50 to show, 50 to win. Okay, we'll take that. Then Scott, after fight 3. I want to be in a title shot. Okay, I want my fighter in a title shot, and we're gonna work out a negotiation, $250,000, Scott, because my fighter gonna make you a lot of money. So that's how you got to come at them, man. Like, man, they coming in. I don't even see what manager they got that hey, $3,000. What? Even like the Hannah Goldies of the world in the UFC, hell, they make 12-5. They make 12-5, 12-5, or they make 12-12. You know what I'm saying? They get that. But damn, you in Bellator and you make 3,000. Come on, man. No, that's crazy. And these fighters, man, they lack, man. I'm telling you, man, the managers are not good. See, we used to Roger Allen. Like, we used to him because he's like very intelligent, and he's not just going to take the first deal. He's going to read, he's going to he's going to look at the market to see what the market conditions are to demand the kind of money he wants for his fighters, and he's highly educated on the subject of doing business, between two other people. He's educated. The managers out here now, man, when I talk to some of them guys, they dumb as damn rocks, man. And I'm sitting here like, man, how did this guy get to be a manager? Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, I'm talking to a fighter, right? Talking to a fighter's manager. And he point blank, he said, yeah, man, hey, if you want to interview my fighter, that's fine. Could you interview these other guys too? I said, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. So, I said, hey, man, it's fight week, man. Let me get to your fighter. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Well, she's definitely got a lot of interviews, but man, we're going to squeeze you in. And can you interview these other two guys? I'm like, sure, no problem. So 3 days for the fight, she about to get in her fight. Big fight too. And I'm like, yo, man, what about the interview? Hey, man, can we do a post-fight interview with you, when the fight's over? I said, okay, man, no problem. So, see this kind of process going on and on, where I talk to other managers who they're like, yeah, man, let's get this interview done quick. Like when I talked to Denise Killho's team, guess what, coach? Yep, let's do it now. Like I was at, Denise was at a media scrum, like those are important. You got to go to them, Denise was like, oh, let me interview with you before I go to the media scrum. I said, Denise, you're going to be late to your media scrum. She said, okay, fine. And I said, fine, well, yeah, you're going to go. She said, no, I'm going to interview. Like her team, they made sure that Denise was at the interview with me. You see what I'm saying? So you got some managers that are just like on top of it, and some of them, they don't have like stamina. Us four, we could do a better job of managing these fighters. And then you know what else I found out too, guys? That these managers, they get their 10%, man. They get their cut, right? Well, they take the cut, but then what are the fighters doing in between fights? You see, remember, we used to Roger, man. We used to seeing Valentina, doing commercials with cola soda. We used to Valentina, being like, broadcasting. He set a lot of that stuff up for her, man. See, a good manager gonna have you working in between fights. That's what these managers ain't doing. Man, you better believe if I was the manager of Valerie Laredo, you know what I had Laredo doing? I'd have Laredo I'd pay her to be a ring girl. Okay, in between fights. I'd pay her to be a ring girl, or I pay her the commentary. You know, I mean,
Or
I would have something. I'd be working her, man. But it's a
or,
management problem.
or like
It's
this,
huge
or like,
management problem for these people, man.
yeah,
Especially for the women. See, what they do, Stamina, is that they spend so much time on the men because the men are bringing them the money. That the women, they don't get as much money on the women. So I figured that out too. And when you're dealing with, let's say, if you got like 5 women fighters, right? Okay, well, you get them the most money you can get them, but then that's it. Because if you got like a Conor McGregor, or if you got if you got like let's say Chael Sonnen was still fighting. See, them guys, they gonna want all your attention. They gonna make the most money. People are gonna be calling you about them. See, these managers, they don't reach out and call anybody. Like George, we was talking about Felice Herrick. Man, there's
mm-hmm,
no way if I'm Felice Herrick manager, I would be on the phone with Haynes, underwear. I'd be
yeah,
on the phone with them because
Fresh from
Felice,
Hollywood,
yeah, man. I mean, she walk around in her underwear a lot, dude.
yeah,
Man, manager, call, reach out. I swear, some of these companies, they don't even know that these fighters are repping their stuff,
mm-hmm.
and they would give them enough money to do it. But it takes a clever manager, man. So I think we've been spoiled with Roger Allen. Definitely, we've been spoiled.
And like you said about Valerie Loretta, you can talk to some of these hip hop artists and rappers. I can remember a while back, Cyborg did that video with that chick, that little
Bad
girl
Barbie.
who said, yeah, Bad Barbie said, "Catch me outside." How about that? You can get,
Yeah,
you can hook up somebody like any top rapper or R&B singer, or she's Spanish. You got some a lot of Spanish singers will get like some like a Ricky Martin videos like that. She can do videos, be a video vixen right aside. Then like you said, Fleece Herring, underwear, Hanes underwear ads, Fisher Hollywood. Right now she just got herself trying to get a OnlyFans page, where she's talking about she can do feet. Some guys are into feet. I don't know, into feet. And
but
it's
see,
just
the OnlyFans is good. It's a good thing, but I think if you're Felice Harry's manager, man, Felice is actually so fan friendly that it's almost impossible not to sell Felice Herrick. It's impossible. Only if you do nothing, Felice Herrick won't sell because she's really fan. Like you walk up to Felice Herrick, she'll talk to you, she'll kick it with you, like she'll talk to you like you're just another person. That's how she rolls. I don't see how they couldn't do nothing with her, man. I don't get it, but I ain't the
and
manager either.
and Tatiana Suarez. Because I remember what sometimes I told her I wrote to the Tatiana Suarez one time her IG, and she responded to me. And
Yeah,
and also she just did the episode of the Bachelorette. And that's also something. You can reach out to these TV shows. Come in and do like a. It used to remember back in the day, you used to have those old exercise and workout shows, and I don't know, you can get some of them to be on that. Doing training shows, especially now everything's on YouTube and IG. It's just I don't know why they don't take advantage of women. Sell, women make more money as models. Like Tom Brady, his wife, she
but
makes more money than him.
well,
His
no,
job is
I'm gonna disagree with that slightly because see, people like Roxanne Modafferi, they're not gonna make it as a model. No, they're not. But
no, we
you
don't
know,
have
but
Roxanne.
but what she could do, see, since she's into the anime,
Mm-hmm.
man, like Toei Animation, all these anime companies. Do you think? I mean, they probably don't even know that Roxanne Modafferi dresses up as the characters. Man, do you know what they could do? What kind of deal they can make with that? Have Roxanne Modafferi being a spokesperson, man. It's endless, man. The amount of money that these people can make that they just don't take advantage of. I'm like, wow.
Roxanne can work the Comic Cons. Right now they shut down the Comic Cons because of COVID. But
Oh
if
yeah,
they get start back up, she could have worked those. Those Comic Cons really popular. That's when every so often they do when they especially MCU when Disney put out the next upcoming Marvel movies. You know.
yeah, that's true. That's true, man.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're going to be in a sport where you get hit, you want to leverage everything you can. And that takes intelligence. You leverage your strengths. That's what the coach is talking about. Felice leveraging her strengths, having a manager that has a business sense to do that. They have to do right by your fighter because they're putting their bodies out there getting pounded. I think too, a large problem is that people at the very bottom are just trying to eke out and survive and make a buck, right? So they get a manager. They can't pay a manager a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So out with the manager, and then, like you said earlier, you got that loyalty thing. It's a tough road for those people at the bottom, man. Like if you
yeah,
follow boxing at all, there's a lot of sad cases in boxing. People that are trying to scratch out an existence that didn't even need to be in boxing in the first place.
because there's remember when back in the day when Joe Louis couldn't box anymore, he was working at the clubs in Vegas, the casinos. He's just there to shake hands. And to shake hands with the former champ.
Yeah, did you ever see that movie Marlon Brando, the old boxing one?
We said I could have been a contender.
Could have been a contender. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's sort of realistic in a lot of ways.
yeah, that's pretty much like Rocky Balboa. How in Rocky, how after he beat Apollo Creed, then he got a little commercial deal, but then I can't read. And that's the thing is a lot of these fighters, they after they're done, either they end up working at in a gym or something, or just try to squeak out a little. I remember one time. Remember Leon Spinks. He was driving buses after his boxing career ended.
Yeah.
No, I ain't finna get all them ass whoopings and be driving no bus when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Better believe we finna have. Look. I got about 6 side hustles. I'm finna have about 20. I'm gonna have 20 different sources of income coming in somewhere.
And then you have fighters that make good money, but they're got robbed by their managers.
Yes, it happens quite often because this is the thing is you don't trust somebody with your money. I remember this rich guy said like this. He like this. I have an accountant to watch this accountant. I have another accountant watch that accountant. I have a lawyer watch that lawyer. I have a lawyer watch that lawyer, and I watch them all. You don't trust nobody with your money but yourself.
True
Yeah,
that.
it should be all business. No friend things when it comes to money. So all business. You'll lose friends over money.
Yeah.
Man, I thought Robert Henry was coming in here, man. He was gonna get in here and
Yeah, I'm sending him an email. I sent him an email twice. One from Comcast email, one from iCloud email. And I didn't get any bounce back, so it should have been delivered.
hold on, man. I think he backstage.
No, he's not. Oh, wait, yeah, he is. He's down here. Okay, maybe it's my fault this time. There you go. He was down. He was down underneath. I had to scroll up.
Yeah, yeah, that happened to me when I had Genesis Green down there for so long. Oh,
Hey, Robert.
Oh, damn.
There he went.
Damn, he's gone. Oh, man.
Yeah, because I know I saw me a comment in the comment section. Yeah.
He was in for a second.
Well, he got beamed up.
Probably got tired of waiting. Listen to the elevator music. Boom, boom, boom.
Nah, man, we're gonna get Robert Henderson.
He was in the room for a minute.
Yeah, because
we're gonna get Robert Henderson some anger management. We're gonna get him some anger management. That's what we're gonna do.
I just watched his last video about Caitlin Chikagian.
Oh, that shit.
I mean, I'd say I think she's just fighting to make enough money so she can go ahead and start getting her baby set and stuff like ready. That's what she's doing.
Here we go. Captain Hot Takes again. Go on, George. Go on.
Robert says his mic sound didn't work. No matter what headset I use.
His mic is out. Like I said, it's just
that's what happens when you have a savage budget, Robert.
Savage. MMA fan.
I'm out.
Try again, Robert. I'll check the mic settings on this end. Stamina and I ran into the problem with his mic because he doesn't need echo cancellation because he has a fancy setup with echo cancellation on to screw things up.
I'm gonna tell y'all the whole. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Dennis. Sorry. Go ahead, brother. Sorry.
Let me add him to his stream. Check his mic settings.
There he is.
There he is.
Go ahead and talk.
There he is, the imposing black shadow. Look at that.
The man.
Out of the darkness into the light. Come on. Come on.
He be talking some junk, man.
Let the games begin.
The field
Right,
general.
he be talking junk, boy.
The LD, MMAC, and the
Uh-oh. That don't sound good.
Uh-oh. It's going
Keep
in and
talking,
out.
Keep talking, Robert.
Oh man, we're gonna tell BJ Johnson.
Am I going out again?
Oh, no.
There you go.
No, you're clear now. You're clear.
Now. Keep talking.
I can just talk now?
Yeah, you can put your
Yes,
video
okay.
on. Yeah, we can hear you good.
Okay.
Dennis, can you turn him
All
up?
right, good. Well, I'm cooking right now, so I'm going to ask this right now. So
Oh man,
I definitely want to go in real quick about this Valentina Maya shit real quick.
Get him.
Let me just mute my shit right now. Okay.
Yeah, let's mute it.
In that cage. I've never seen somebody completely flip so bad. It looked like I was hoping that Jennifer Maya would at least be a game fighter. But when you start making up stories about how you were inspired by Holly Holmes, some shit that happened 5 or 6 years ago, that's not even relevant to what's going on right now. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I've lost a lot of respect for her. She ain't even lose the fight yet. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but when you that afraid of that, I think Valentina is gonna win this fight before the fighting happens. This might be as bad as the Modafferi thing. And if she missed weight, I'm going on a tirade. If she missed it by 0.5 pounds, I'm going on a tirade, and I'm be like, I knew you were scared. I knew you were scared of the motherfucking bullet. You just didn't know how to say it until 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the cracks start showing in the arm and shit. You start seeing, you sitting there laying in your bed, sitting there having dreams. You as a little kid and your mama talking about, you're going to grow up and you're going to win a championship one day. You know who you're going to be? You're going to beat the great Valentina Shevchenko. The great Valentina Shevchenko, mommy. Yes, you're going to beat her for the title. You know, I ain't got time for that fake shit, man. So, I don't know, man. It took me so long to get on here that I had lost half the stuff I wanted to say about Jennifer Maya. But Jennifer Maya getting her ass kicked. I hope that
Oh damn.
Huh?
Yeah, we for sure know that. How long does Jennifer last, Robert?
Jennifer, second round TKO.
Second round. See, I said second round too.
TKO.
What do you say, George? Let's do a pool. What do you say, George? How long does Jennifer last?
I'm with Robert. She may not even get out of the second round because I think her last 2 fights, the opponents did not get past. I think third round. I think she, what she did to Jessica Black Eye when she just put her to sleep. And she admitted Katie Chikagian. I don't see her if she gets past the third round.
No, she ain't submit Caitlin. She beat Caitlin.
Oh,
she ain't
I know she had
beat her.
Yeah, she beat her. Okay, yeah. I thought she beat her. No. Oh yeah, she beat her. Oh yeah. That was, that was about as bad when she beat Priscilla Cacciera. And she looked at. You remember who the referee was at that? She dies. Masami and Yamasaki, and she looked at him and said, "Hey, you want to stop it?" But she kept on going.
Yeah, she glanced over for like a half a second, and then she.
Hey, George.
Yeah.
How long does Jennifer last?
Hey, George, you know what's going to happen?
What?
You know what's going to happen to Jennifer Maya, George?
What happened?
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
What?
That's beef. That's beef cooking on the George Foreman grill. That's what's going to happen. This girl's going to get roasted. She's going to get flamed.
You got beef?
Look. Valentina going to throw ketchup, mustard, onion, all on her ass.
Oh, my
Jennifer Maya going to be out the cage and be like, Jennifer, you okay? Who the hell is Jennifer? I don't know who you talking.
Throw the damn towel. Throw the damn towel.
Oh, Robert.
Don't damn stop.
That's what he said.
Valentina said in an interview, he said, it doesn't matter. Coach, did you see it? Coach, please tell me you saw that interview. how Valentina. I don't even pay attention to stuff Valentina. I just look at the
They
face,
think
the
they can
body
have
language,
black belt in
just busting
jiu-jitsu.
out the face. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
She like the Rock. It doesn't matter to the jabroni. Lay the smack down on that candy ass. I mean, I tell you that.
I fucking kill you.
I mean, it might be that time when Mike Tyson after his last fight, we talking about he said, "I'm immaculate. You know, he's hard. He's kids. You know, we all blessings about Allah." That's crazy.
She made her mad. Jennifer Meyer made Valentina mad when she had jumped out with, "I don't think you that hungry no more." That's the wrong person to say some shit like that.
Word.
I think she's been doing all that damn training for almost 30, but for most of her 27 years, been training in martial arts, and she suddenly she lazy now.
I want it more than her. When she said that, I was like, yo.
It's in DNA to stay hungry.
You remember what happened to Nico? Nico said, "Yes, you know what? I think
George, you love to shit on Nico, man. You love it."
Yes, she needs to be shitted on because she ducked the fade. She said, "You know what? I'm gonna play sick. I'm not coming to school." That's all that would happen.
Good evening, Reggie the Tree.
Y'all know what I'm trying to put together, man. I'm trying to put together a face off or face to face with two WMMA fighters. I'm trying to do it, man. I'm talking with Shannon Knapp, man, trying to get it done. Mm-hmm. But a virtual face to face where you know how they used to do it on HBO with boxing, where they used to do it was called face to face. Well, I'm trying to do that, with some of these WMA fighters and ask questions and get them, like going at each other to help build their fight better. Yeah, man. So I'm working on that, man. Trying to get it to go, because got to break some of these people, man, out of their comfort zones and make them like, look, she said she gonna, see, I can get some stuff started. Hey, well, she said that she planned on beating you in a second round. I mean, hell, what your thoughts about that is? Because she said she gonna whoop your ass. Yeah, I'm talking.
You want to stir the soup, huh?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna stir the pot.
Yeah.
You know what?
And that's the problem with that's the big problem with WMA. There's not enough drama compared to the men. There's not enough drama in it. When I know you hate when they don't call out somebody, like when they say like, "Oh, we want to fight next." Well, I don't mind whoever they want to send me to fight. No, you can't be too generous. Say, "Yeah, I want that chick. I want that bitch. Bring her over here. Bring her. I'm gonna take a man. I'm gonna take everything. I'm gonna take a woman." That's what they need. They need that. They need that. They need that Clobber Lane kind of thing when you come to Rocky Balboa and say,
George.
"Hey, yes,
yeah,
yo, Robert."
Yes, George. Hey, I'm so pissed off about them not calling. Yes? Yeah.
What?
I'm so pissed off about people not calling people out, right? When I watch old fights and they don't call them out, I get just as angry as if it was a new fight. I was watching that fight where Jennifer Meyer was fighting Caitlin Chukagian. And Caitlin Chukagian won that fight. I don't know how she won this fight. I think she lost it, but that's my opinion, right? And at the end of the fight, they said, "So who, you're the number one contender, or whatever. Is there anything you want to say?" Or I'm like, I wanted did she actually call out Valentina, because I didn't remember, right? She said, "Well, the odds makers, they know who I want." I'm like, no, that's not good enough. You say who the fuck you want to fight, bitch. Say who you want to fight.
You know how she
can't stand her. Look. Yeah. I know some people like Chukagian. I don't like her. I don't like her.
You remember when she supposed to be, been called? She's like, "Well, I gotta get married. I got injured."
Quiet all of a sudden.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead and continue. But you just need to get your courage up and say, "Hey,
I gotta go on holiday." No Valentina holiday.
Yeah, calling out another fighter is part of self promotion, and I understand that drama sells.
Yeah.
But personally, some of us, the 1%ers here, and I don't mean that as far as monetary. I just mean some of us strange personalities don't give a shit about drama. We want to see fighting. We want to see the aesthetics. We want to see the talent. We want to see the strategy. We can give a shit about drama. Drama's for other people, but 99.9% of people got to see the drama.
But we can't see the fight because they don't ask for them, George.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. This is where
Mhm.
the point that Coach made about the actual kind of sit down
They
between
don't
two
call
fighters
them out. You ain't gonna see
is
no
actually
fight.
a bloody good idea.
Yep.
I've
I
always
agree.
thought, I've always been frustrated by the lack of call outs and whatever else. And the only thing that I can really give any kind of credence to is that they don't do it because they feel like, because of the whole kind of, I guess, Connor and whoever the hell else and whatever, that there is an implied kind of aggression or animosity or disrespect to the call out that they don't actually have for their opponents in that same way. It's not, in fact, even if you just look at the way the divisions are set up and the social circles, the training habits and whatever else, there aren't that many fighters that actually like genuinely dislike each other. So drama, in my mind at least, is like the lowest form of interest that could be generated for an upcoming fight. So even if there isn't just genuine animosity between two fighters, just to put them in the same place and be like, okay, what do you think of such? What do you think of your opponent? What's your evaluation of your opponent? And to have fighter X say what they think of fighter Y while the camera is on fighter Y, to watch their face change as they hear exactly what their person thinks of them, it might end up in a swearing match and aggression and whatever else. So it might just be like, hold on a minute, how can you say that to me when you got smacked in the face by blah blah this time last year? And then just to have that kind of back and forth, or even just to talk to both of them, say fighter X, fighter Y. The general consensus from the internet, from the Twitter poll that we took last week or whatever, seems to say that everyone believes that fighter X has got it in the bag because they're superior in the stand-up. Your response, fighter Y? And just to do stuff like that and just to get them both to react in real time to dialogue and stuff, that will be so cool, man. I don't know why no one's thought of that now, because now as soon as Coach said that, I just remembered all those sit down boxing things, and it's like, shit, yeah, okay, you can't get them in the same room anymore, but you can do it on
And I hate that
Skype
I
or
said
whatever.
it.
Fuck yeah, do it.
I hate that I almost said it online because old hoe ass James Lynch, man. Well, anyway, yeah, his hoe ass
Oh,
come and
you don't like James? What's James done to you?
I mean, yeah, man, but he done took some talking points, man, and actually he okay, he done took some talking points and he done some things that I know he got from my show, and he couldn't have even thought about it. Like, okay, WMMA Quiz Bowl. I mean, what the hell? Come on, man. Come on, James. Come on, man. So, he called himself trying to do that. I'm like, man, nah. Go ahead and give me the credit, James. Come on, man.
So,
Stop it, James. Or, said
so you
some
got
talking
somebody
points
punch.
and shit. Like, you remember that whole thing with Chris Cyborg and Arlene Blenko? Like, before Chris announced it, before she actually announced, well, and I was listening to the interview that they were doing. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on, man. I said this exact same talking point. Like, I said that the only fight that would truly make sense, and I said, you got to go into the mind of Scott Coker, okay? All right, let's look at all the fighters. Because, she didn't even tell James Lynch who the fight was. But I said, yeah, let's look at all the fighters. Let's take the fighters. And you remember I ranked the fighters, and I said, look, you got this fighter, this fighter, this fighter, this fighter, this fighter. But I said the only fighter who got a win streak is Arlene Blenko. And I said, this is gonna be a stand-up. And I said the word specifically. I said, this gonna be a strike in paradise. Now this fool say the same thing. Chris, you ought to be in a strike in paradise with Arlene Blenko. I said, fuck me.
Oh,
Listen at this.
Wow.
And then he started listing all the fighters. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I broke it down just like that. What the man? Come on, just give me some credit, man. Just give me some credit. So yeah, so when I do this, man, when I do this, I already know he's gonna do the same thing. I already know he's gonna do the same thing, man. And he'll tell you, oh man, coach is delusional, man. That guy's delusional. I ain't delusional, man. That's okay though. See, that's okay, because when this whole COVID thing first hit, y'all see how bad guys like him were struggling, man. Because they can't just get on and have an MMA discussion. They can't do it, man. They got to have somebody with them. Because they interview channels, man. And they do give really good interviews, but that's all they do. They do interviews. So when wasn't no fights going on, guess what we were still doing over here? We were still talking shit. We were still talking. We got stuff to talk about over here. Hey, we can break down fighters. We can do film studies. We can interview.
Rolling.
We can do all that stuff, man. Yeah. We ain't got to worry. We don't have to rely on just interviews to make the. Nah, man, come on. So them guys, they were struggling. All them interviewers, they were struggling like hell. I was laughing too. I said, "Damn, now this is funny. This is funny." But y'all got all these subscribers,
Hey,
man. Y'all can't talk fights. I said, "Damn." I said, "Damn." That's okay though. That's okay. Stamina. That idea come.
Coach.
You're gonna get it in
They got a
fruition, man.
degree in asking people bad questions. That's what they went to school for.
Yeah, man. You can tell, and Stamina, you can tell Valentina, man, was like, you can tell she was getting frustrated, man. Like with the questioning, you can tell, bro, she was getting upset, man, furious. And the dude that asked her about the damn camera on her neck, dude, her face turned red. Like,
Yeah,
did
she
you
just
ask
like,
me that
is this
stupid
guy
shit?
like, come on, bruv? Like, yeah. I called that
Man,
just like, seriously?
and she was like,
Like,
no, it's a mask.
it's like, look,
I'm like,
like,
man, look, I'm gonna figure out how to do that, how to get into them virtual things. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. Because I really wanted to ask her, hey, Bullet, might have been running around here talking about that once you get to the ground, she's gonna submit you. What you got to say about that? See,
You
I'd
can do,
asked her that, like, go
that
right for her throat.
like this.
Huh?
She would say, she cannot take me to the ground. She does not have the style. I will hurt her. I will break her. My father is Ivan Drago.
Yeah, you can do it in this format on StreamYard pretty easy. I can turn my head like this. Stamina can turn his head. It looks like we're facing off.
Yeah, that way they go now. Most people are doing a lot of the interviews through Zoom.
Stamina is ducking me, by the way. I called him out. He's ducking me.
This again.
He says I'm too small and too old.
Oh yeah.
But
Wow.
they don't call it.
You're definitely too small. You're definitely too small.
For nothing.
He said, Stamina ducking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
But now with
crazy.
With COVID going around, mostly a lot of people doing things with Zoom. We have here with StreamYard, you don't have to be in the same room with that fighter, but hey, you can like do a face off, but it's better when you have that person to person tension. We sitting there like that time when I think it was Lennox Lewis and Raheem Rockman when they faced each other off that first time or that second time. You just the tension of the room, just you got these two guys about to fight each other, and you're asking them questions, and it's looking at each other, staring each other down, like and just one of them waiting for the next move, and then boom, it explodes. I know people love that.
Yeah, even when there's not drama, though, it can still be interesting. I can't remember who the opponent was, but I saw one with Anthony Joshua and one of the guys that he was fighting. And obviously Anthony Joshua is just not at all aggressive or like a quick-witted kind of like talker in that sort of way. So it was just very, very measured, but, comfortably competitive. He's not going to let the guy, just basically, verbally beat him around the face, especially not on camera. So he held his ground, but he wasn't out there just sitting talking shit. But even that in itself was an interesting dynamic because I guess typically guys from over my side of the water, we don't really do that because especially when we're sat across the table from someone from your side of the water, it doesn't come across as authentic. It just seems a bit forced. So we kind of have no option but to just be how we are and kind of like just fall back a little bit. Just hold your ground. Don't get alphaed in there, but just, hold position. So it was kind of interesting to see that dynamic when it's all very much one-sided and one guy's really doing his best to alpha the other guy and the other one's just not really paying it any mind and just keeping it all level and then just seeing what ways they can find to prod and to get at the other person. They're just seemingly unflappable. Even that kind of dynamic, even if it's not just pure aggression, even that's interesting to watch as well.
Well, y'all still have the Marcus Queensberry rules y'all follow.
Yeah, for real. But y'all, I gotta jump off here, man. And I got to jump off here, man. And kind of go get a little,
Hey, coach.
Come sir.
Hey, coach.
Yeah, come see.
Set up Stamina because some of these going forward, you guys will probably want to stay longer than I will. If you set up Stamina, he can run it as late as he wants.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, look. Y'all work good together. I don't give a damn. Man, I enjoyed it before I even came on there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh no. What I'm saying is this is my StreamYard, but if he comes on and I come on, he comes on his StreamYard, he gets the login for the Mobcast, and then I can come on. And then if you guys want to stay longer, or whoever wants to stay longer, can stay longer. But I still work with
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay. Got
okay.
you.
Yes, sir.
it.
Fellas, hey,
Whatever
man, I
works.
appreciate it. Dennis, thank you, man, for having it, man. Damn, man, this thing, it looked good, man. I enjoyed it. Even before I came on, I was enjoying the show.
Nice.
You know, y'all two bring a nice little blend, man. It's just like pure, just y'all just talking MMA.
Appreciate that.
And then that's crazy fools. Then y'all let me and Robert here in Georgia on there to fuck it up. But you know,
Never behave yourselves. Never that, coach. Never.
We know,
Never.
Coach.
We need a little flavor, otherwise we start getting boring.
nah,
Coach,
man.
I'm
It's
Anakin.
been
Two old boys on the porch just sipping something like, yeah. Go liven it up. Get a little bit of savagery from Robert, a little bit of crazy hot takes from George. You know, some measured aggression from you, coach. It all works. It's a nice balance.
Yeah, Robert needs to write some MMA poetry.
Yeah.
Less Bud Light, more Four Locos.
Because you know, Coach, I'm an anarchist. All I like is dynamite and gasoline.
That's okay. So with that,
I don't know what that is. Whoosh.
I gotta be out. I'm getting side eye looks. All right, y'all. Y'all peace out.
Peace, coach.
All right.
Okay.
See you later, Coach. So, gentlemen, how long you want to be on? So, you know.
All right, good night.
I'm ready to call it a night
Hey,
myself.
Stamina.
Yes, sir.
Look, can you hear me, Stamina?
Yeah, you're kind of quiet, but I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this, and so you were saying about the whole thing about Joshua. All right, about Joshua, and you know the difference between how some British fighters talk trash. I agree with you. I just think that it's like the dance partner thing, right? Like one guy can always be more aggressive or be more on it, but I just feel like the fighters, particularly amongst the women, they're not willing to go there. Like I understand that you respect your opponent, but I just think like you said earlier, there's a little too much respect for the opponent. Like I think they're leading on. Like I think behind closed doors, at least during the fight in the training camp, I think they're playing around. I think they're just doing it for, like you say, outside reasons. They think that other people are going to look at it as if, oh, they just trying to be like Connor, and because Connor's made some mistakes, and they're just trying to, ride the whole thing. But honestly, I don't think you have to do a lot, but you have to do something. I agree with you on that. Me personally, I know I would probably be more over the top because that's my personality. But a lot of people, if they just said 2 or 3 things, and just tweeted it out, that would make the fight 100 times harder than what it is.
Yeah, women are wired differently too.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, women are wired differently too. Tell him I saw your boyfriend flirting with the other fighter or something. That'll get him right.
Yeah, right.
Or some Macy vibes, yeah, to slip into the husband's DMs and that.
There you go.
Oh my god.
If you bring the men into it, I think we'll be more aggressive, saying the next fight where whoever comes up to say, hey woman,
well, you see
come on to my house. I tell you what a real woman does. I mean, or something like that. I mean, that'd be something funny. It's just
It'd be funny to you. I wouldn't find that funny to you. I wouldn't. I wouldn't find that funny.
Yeah.
Different story to different folks.
Yeah. That's
Robert,
the thing
Robert, I'm seeing your lips moving, but I can't hear any sound.
Not hearing you.
No, look at the difference between how Randa fought when she was beefing with damn Angela Hill.
You make a good point. That is a very good point.
Dennis?
Yeah, there was a bit of pepper in that one. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at the difference on how Randa Marcos fought when she fought Angela Hill. I mean, she dominated her. I'm not saying that. Maybe that might be an exception to the rule because normally she has issues focusing and she's publicly talked about it. But I'm saying if you got a little bit of fire, even if you got a manufacturer, think of somebody like, I know this is an extreme example, but Michael Jordan was so intent about basketball that there was a story he told about a guy, and they was asking about, what brought that out of you this game? He said, well, there was a guy, he said something to me. I looked at him, and he said something to me. I wasn't sure what he said, and I leaned in, and he kept talking, and he said I used that as motivation. Come to find out, the dude didn't even say shit to Michael. Whatever he was saying wasn't directed at Michael. Michael just used it to destroy him the next game and win a playoff game. Like, Michael would make up reasons to destroy you if he didn't have any motivation. So I'm not saying they got to do that, but they got to use their mind and imagination to create why am I doing this? Or what is it about this opponent that I want to prove to myself that I can do? Food for thought.
No, yeah, sure, but I would imagine and I would expect that all of that stuff exists anyway in order for them to compete. Like, I would say, in line with what you're saying here now, I'd say someone who would be very good at what we're all kind of talking about today here now would be someone like Cynthia Calvillo, because Cynthia Calvillo is never like outright disrespectful of any of her opponents, but she will happily show her professional contempt for that person. It's like, yeah, she's such and such. She does blah, 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 but what's she going to do to me? What's she going to do to me? Who's she for? Who is she? She will say stuff like that. She'll just say it like 100. Like, yeah, who is she? What's she going to do to me? Right. She ain't beat no one. Even that I like, because that's kind of like the best we get from most of the girls, you know what I mean? So when she says stuff like that, I'm just like, at least someone's going to say something, but to have that in person, to have her say that with her opponent there, like, what do you mean, what am I going to do to you? Like, who have you beat? Yeah. I've beat 2 of the people, 3 of the people that you've already lost to. So you can't say that to me. And then the whole MMA math thing comes in, you get to talk it out. There's an avenue there. It's going to take someone to make the most of it. And by virtue of the platform, I would imagine it would be someone like James Lynch who would be good at it, but I don't think he would orchestrate it in the right way, because by him being the Canadian guy, he might as well be from Switzerland. He's super neutral, so I don't think he'd actually ask the questions to actually stir the pot. But I like James, but he has a lane, he has a lane.
Like someone like Juliana Pena, how she's like when she came out, she's the queen of the mic. She always talking junk, and then that's one thing.
She'll say what she wants. It doesn't have to be junk.
That's not smoked apple wood bacon. That's Canadian bacon.
Yeah, that maple cured goodness. Yeah.
But the one problem is that many of the girls who are fighting don't speak English that well. Like look at Amanda Nunes. How she don't really do a lot of trash talking or mic work because her English is just not that good. That's a big problem right there.
But George, you're still there. You're still at this trash talk stuff. The trash stuff is basic. It doesn't need to be disrespectful. Even if it just comes from a common sense point of view, even if someone wants to actually get their flipping UFCstats.com page out and say, look at your significant strikes per minute and your takedown defense versus mine. Like, statistically, I am superior to you. The numbers don't lie. No matter what you say, looking in my eyes right now, across the screen from wherever you are in the world, you can't chat to me. Like, even something like that would be cool. It doesn't have to be trash talk.
The thing is, there's a larger part of the MMA clientele that like that lower level.
100%. But once a platform like that exists, yeah, sure. But in the absence of that, should that be manufactured or should it be kind of worked towards?
If it's manufactured, if it's theater, you better be a good actor, because if it comes off as theater, then you're just blown it.
Yeah, exactly that. We watch MMA because we don't like WWE. You know what I mean? It's like we don't want that stuff.
Yeah. If you have manufactured animosity and in your play acting, you better be really good at it, because if it comes off as acting, you just screwed yourself.
It's
actually back in the day, they did have some pretty good when we had like The Rock and Chris Jericho and Stone Cold, but now it's not really that. It's it's garbage. I don't even watch it anymore. I watch something like I watch more wrestling on YouTube than on television anymore.
I've never watched wrestling, but I do admit those guys have to be good athletes.
Yeah,
Those guys,
they had some good script writers. Like they knew how to write the scripts for a lot of these guys,
if I'm
especially
right, if I watch any wrestling, it's AA wrestling, real wrestling, college wrestling,
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
AAU type stuff. It's real wrestling. I
Olympic
wrestle,
stars. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dang, I forget. The coach has gone out. Julia P supposed to be fighting Sir McMahon next year around January. I was going to ask him how he feel about that, but it slipped my mind.
I'm sure we'll speak again before even the weekend and the fights. There'll be another stream somewhere.
Yeah.
There'll be another stream somewhere. When is that fight? Let me look.
I think it's the 16th. Because I think it's a couple weeks after the fight when you have Marion return and she's supposed to be fighting Marion supposed to be fighting chasing Macy Chazon, and also on
It's
that
February
same
6th.
card, who else? I know I did a video on that. Nico Montana, supposed to fight Carla Rosa.
Yeah, January 16th is the Pena McMahon one.
Yeah.
It's on the Holloway Cater fight night.
Yeah, that's the most fights you'll see in the bantamweights in a while because it's been mostly who mostly fighting this past couple of months is mostly the straw weights and the flyweights, and they've been kind of busy. And it's just other than you had that Pena versus GDR fight, and you had Irene versus Holly, but pretty much bantam's been kind of quiet.
Been dry, so dry.
Yeah, they just need to that's why I say Tanisha Tennant should have been. I mean, understand they needed her to give a stepping stone for Danielle Wolf, but Danielle Wolf ain't not that good. Somebody who's not even top level can probably beat her. They'll probably give a few soup can fights for her till she gets ready for it, if they ever get a shot, because she ain't gonna beat anybody like Felicia Spencer or even Megan Anderson, and forget about Amanda Nunes.
didn't I hear people thought the Tennant won the fight?
Yeah, she won that fight. To me, she won the fight. If she had put more gas to it, because one point you can see Wolf was covering up, especially she was hitting with body kicks with the legs, and she's not used to that. She has no MMA background. She's a boxer, but she has zero, no amateur MMA background. That would help you out, especially when somebody hits you with body shots with their feet.
Yeah. The idea that anyone could be signed to the UFC as a 1-0 as a professional is nonsense.
Yeah.
No one should be in the UFC at 1-0. No way.
Yeah, because
I just wouldn't even get to Invicta as a 1-0. Like, that's crazy.
Because I did a video about a fighter by the name Lanisha She-Hulk Vincent, and she has a good record. She fought overseas a couple of years back. She fought 4 fights in 5 days, and being the first American woman, Black American woman, to win in that tournament. And I mean, I think she last fight was in last year. She lost her fight. She's from Spartanburg, Columbia. She's up there. She's in Columbia, South Carolina, and she has a good record. She was fight as a bantamweight, but she's a natural strawweight. And I mean, I don't see that's somebody that should be recruited by now. I mean, if I look at her record, she has a good record. You can find a record on Topology, and she has a good record. And that's somebody that needs to be pulled up and just brought along slowly. Get in one of these small organizations. She actually does, and then recruit her for Invicta, and then she does an Invicta, and then pull her up. But that thing is, the 2 strikes against her. She's Black, and she's not it's not known. It's funny how somebody like Daniel Wolf, who does not even have amateur background, gets a contract, and then she might get beat by Jabroni.
Gets a contract to fight in a division that doesn't exist. Worse yet, double crazy.
Yeah, that's
but you know what, George? I'm looking at the schedule now, and you see how you were talking about bantamweights. There's actually quite a lot now coming up. Like as of next week, not this weekend, but next weekend. I think Rachel Ostovich is moving up because she's fighting Gina Mazzani next week. And also Ashley Evans Smith has moved back up to bantamweight to fight Norma Dumont.
Yeah.
The week after that is the Betch retirement fight versus Yanan Wu. 2 weeks after that, we get Sujara Eubanks versus Penny Kianzad. The week after that is the Pena versus McMahon fight. And 3 weeks after that is the Renault Chason Montano Carol Rosa double up as well. And then 2 weeks after that, we get Ketlin Vieira and Yana Kunitskaya. They've just thrown them all together like in this 7-week run. Like, it's crazy.
Interesting. I'm going to call it. I'm going to shut her down.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
Thanks for joining.
Alrighty.
Good to see you again, George. Been a while.
Thank you, my lord Hand, warden of the West.
Okay, protector of the North, master of ceremony, the rage, the sage, George Sage, the imitable,
That's right.
the imitable stamina MC.
Good to chat,
Lord
gentlemen.
Stamina.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Respect.
Alrighty.
Y'all have a good night. This has been the Come Get This Work Mobcast, courtesy of CSH Sports. Not sponsored by Toyota, not sponsored by Nabisco, not sponsored by Kellogg's, but CSH Sports. Y'all have a good night.